Hello YouTube. This is my first PVE guide. I'm planning on doing two PVE guides for Awakening Ninja, one for Tenebraum that we'll be doing today, and then one for Zephyros that we will do in the future. First things first, let's go through consumables that I use, and it all depends on your gear score, right? First consumable is of course the Harmony Drought of Adania. You need this 100%. You always need this. I use simple crown meal, and then depending if you're meeting the caps for Tenebraum or not, you use deep sea for the back attack damage, and that's mainly the reason why you use this. Or you use perfume of courage, depending if you're not at cap with Z buff. If you are meeting, if you're over the cap with Z buff, I still recommend using deep sea. If you do not meet the cap, if you don't go over the cap with Z buff, I recommend using perfume of courage. For artifacts and lightstone sets, I use twisted with the Kabua's artifact. You can use Vicious Shadows if you go over the cap for Tenebraum. So Vicious Shadows will give you back attack damage, and you can definitely use that. It gives you crit and back attack damage. So for Ninja, really good using Vicious Shadows. I do not use it because I grind. I also grind Zephyros, which I don't meet all the caps without using the Twisted Lightstone set. Alright, that's it for those. For skills that I lock for PvE, for most part, you can lock floor sweeping. Floor sweeping does not give any type of buff anymore, so you can lock floor sweeping. Ankle cutter always lock so that you can go from. Let me enable the keyboard so that you guys can see key inputs as well. So the reason why you enable you lock ankle cutter is just for every other reason that the Awakening Ninjas lock it is so that you can go from pre-awakening into MI, just doing shift left click. We're not going to be using that too much, but you don't have to. You always lock floor sweeping on Awakening now. Loki floor sweeping, yeah. All right, so we lock both of those. I lock Foxclaw because Foxclaw is not a skill that you use in Awakening anymore. I'm not going to explain why I lock all of these, but I'll go through which ones I lock and which ones I need on. Make sure this one is unlocked. Is there any other ones? So your grabs. There's a lot of people that lock your grabs during PvE, so then you'll accidentally do that. I get jumped in PvE and quite a bit of time, so I like leaving my grabs enabled so I can at least see someone run away, and I can reset to PvP add-ons or anything like that. If you don't feel like you're gonna get jumped and you're hitting E many times, consider locking it. This one you can lock. Any other ones that I would recommend? No, not really. Okay, so those are the only ones that I lock. I lock Rage Transfer. If you want, you can lock Rage Transfer as well. Rage Absorption, I actually put it on my Z hotbar because on PvP mode, I have Z hotbarred to something else. So if you do use the Z hotbar, make sure you put Rage Transfer in here, because using drastic 100% is not the best, because drastic 100% in PvE will sometimes get you killed if you are low on HP and you don't realize that you have 100% BSR, and you use drastic 100%, most of the time it will get you killed. So I do enable drastic 100% when I'm grinding Zephyros, but not when I'm grinding Tenebraum, because Tenebraum, there's key times that you want to use your 100%, and that's mainly when the boss comes down, right? And that's the main part you want to use the 100%. All right, in Awakening, I do not lock anything in Awakening. Besides, well, I locked my grab. but nothing in here is locked. Use serpent, so that, let me enable defensive icons. So I use serpent core so that you get the, why is my defensive icons not on? I use so that you can get the 4 guard from serpent, right? And that's the main part will keep you alive, and PVE is all your 4 guards, right? Corrupted sword dance and all sort of stuff. I explained the other part of it later. Your bombs. A moondive is really good. Moondive gives you a 20 AP for 10 seconds, and it's just a really good PV. It's a solid PVE skill. Decap does really good damage, and it also does a minus 20 DP down for all mobs, and it's a huge AoE. So definitely those are the main ones to use in PvE, is Moondive and Decap. This one is kind of debatable because Ghost Claw gives you a 15% attack speed, but it's not a required anymore because Sudden also gives you quite a bit of it gives you the same amount of attack speed, and they don't stack with each other. So you see how I got the 15% attack speed here. If I use Sudden, it's gonna do the same thing, right? And that's what we're gonna be doing in PvE for the most time, is using Sudden and spacebar so that we can get all of our add-ons just off the bat, just like that. So it's not really a requirement for you to have Ghost Claw enabled. It's good to have for extra damage, but it's not required. Hey, thanks for a follow. These are my add-ons. The only thing on these add-ons that I would change is if you don't feel like you're gonna die, you feel like you do enough, you have enough HP, or you're never in a risk of dying, you can remove the Katana Shower HP recovery. I feel like it's good for an oh shit moment, and you're using Katana Shower quite a bit, so it keeps you healthy at all times. Everything else I would keep the same. You're mainly stacking back attack, critical hit damage, DP down on all of your add-ons, right? Katana Shower is going to be your main one to stack DP down. MI is really good because it also gives 2 stacks of DP down. And Sun Decap, you're going to be using Sudden Decap quite a bit to go from pre-awakening to awakening, so it's still good to give you crit and attack speed, so you're getting a total of 25% attack speed every single time you're using this. So this is what you would be using. Sewer Chaos, you always use it, you use it quite a bit as well, and it gives you back attack damage. So this is all the whole build, and this is how you play Awakening Ninja when in PvE. You're always going for the back attack damage. Alright? That is basically it. Now going in for combo, there is an infinite combo when it comes for Awakening Ninja, and a lot of you guys have seen it. It's just the simple, you hold this, hold that, right? You keep rotating from doing seamless into holding right click all the way until it does flashing light, until it does mock explosion, Sewer Chaos, and then you do Katana Shower, Serpent F, drastic, CSD, all this other stuff. I don't like that because it's hard for me to position well when it's coming to, when we were talking about Tenebraum and Zephyros, right? Tenebraum and Zephyros is all about repositioning and making sure you're staying protected so you don't die. So those are the main parts that there's no infinite combo that I use. I'll show you guys what I think about when I'm playing Awakening Ninja, and it's basically the flows, right? But before we go into that, let me just show you guys my crystal add-ons for Tenebraum. These are my crystals. Feel free to copy. These are just the baseline for Edania. They're both 2 upgraded Ankarods. Stalwart Fortitude, the Han crystal, 2 crystals of voids upgraded, Brittle Decimation, rebellious spirits, corrupteds, 1 bitterness for extra tankiness, both of the knockback float resistance, which you need fighting spirit for. These are for Tenebraum specifically. If you're grinding Zephyros, you use adamantines, and then of course the Jiren's Tear. Okay, and that's that. Okay, so let's go back into the flows. So main flows for you to remember, and our main damage always come out from Corrupted Sword Dance. So your end goal is always going to be Corrupted Sword Dance. That's going to be your main damage. There's a bunch of cancels for Corrupted Sword Dance, and I'll go into them right now. One is from your PVE roll. PVE roll, well, you can do that to get an easy back attack on creatures. That's an easy, simple way to just fill damage. Is always do your PVE roll. That's one way to do it. You can also do it by just doing Serpent F, and then you do CSD, Serpent F, CSD. That's one. Another one of cancel. Another one is also Drastic, right? Drastic alone. That's a cancel. Upper Sword Stance, MI, CSD is also a cancel. That's also a cancel. Ghost Step any direction you want, CSD is also a cancel. And then so those are the main ones. You can also do Chaos CSD is also a cancel, and that will come into factor when we go into the combos, right? So those are all cancels. They're all really good cancels. You're probably going to be using that quite a bit. So main combo that I use, and you guys can see it on the left hand side right here, is Katana Shower, Flashing Light, Chaos Spree. That's one combo, but one combo that you can do to link all of these together, including Serpent, is doing Katana Shower, Chaos Spree, hold left click, you go into Flashing Light, hold right click, you do Mock Explosion, Serpent F, Drastic, CSD, right? And how that looks all together is like this. Right, so that's one of the main combos you're going to be using when you have all of those available. But then you say, but Hat, I'm not going to have all of those available at all times, 100%, and that's completely fine. Most of the time, you could use just filler damage with My Drastic, CSD, right? And that's, if that's available, you can just do that. If you only have you only have Serpent, you can just throw out throw out Serpent and just do filler damage. You can also use your bombs to fill up space, right? And to get extra damage until these come back up, and then you would go into to go back into Awakening, you would do Sudden Decap, right, for the attack speed again, into Q, and then left click to go back in, and then you can go back into your combo of just doing all the skills that you have available. See, I'm just flowing the skills in. I noticed that I didn't have Katana Shower, so I just moved on to the next skill. And then you guys can also, at all times, you guys can also just fill in the blanks with Seamless, right? And this is the beauty of playing Awakening Ninja. You can always fill in the blanks just using Seamless. At all times, you can just fill in the blanks for filler damage using Seamless while you're waiting for your other skills to show up. So that's what you always want to do. You always want to be able to fill in the blanks and all that to keep going, to keep your combo going, to keep your add-ons up, and always just keep adding that up. All right. Let me go to chat. Does chat have any questions so far? Or is it looking good? Look good for the most part?